Picture John, a 35-year-old tech consultant who had always believed in building a life on trust and shared dreams. He worked long hours, hoping to create a stable future, not just for himself, but for the woman he loved. For years, John and his partner seemed inseparable. They moved in together, decorated their first apartment, and talked about starting a family. Their friends envied their connection, and John felt certain he'd found lasting love. But one day, without warning, his partner announced she was leaving. The news hit John like a tidal wave. He watched her pack her things, the silence in their home growing heavier with each box she carried out. The breakup shattered not just his heart, but his finances. Suddenly, John was left to cover rent, utilities, and shared debts on his own. He found himself staring at bills he never expected to pay alone. John was blindsided by legal fees, retainers, court filings, and unexpected invoices piling up. He never imagined love could come with such a steep price tag. Then came the demands for financial support. Even though they weren't married, the legal system required him to contribute to her living expenses for a time. The sense of injustice stung almost as much as the loss itself. Like many men, John was unprepared for the legal and financial fallout. He'd heard stories, but never thought it would happen to him. Each new form, each phone call with a lawyer, added to his confusion and stress. The complexities of family law hit hard when emotions are raw. Each court session felt like reliving the breakup, with strangers deciding his future. The process was cold, impersonal, and overwhelming. Every lawyer consultation added to his burden, emotionally and financially. John found himself questioning every decision he'd made, wondering if he could have protected himself better. The financial strain compounded his emotional struggle. He cut back on essentials, skipped social events, and even considered moving back in with his parents to stay afloat. This scenario is all too common today. John soon discovered he wasn't alone. Support groups were filled with men facing similar heartbreak and financial ruin. Men often find themselves caught in a financial quagmire after a breakup, forced to make tough choices just to get by. Some lose their homes, others their savings, and many their sense of security. John's story is a wake-up call. Emotional decisions can have real financial consequences. He often reflects on what he could have done differently, wishing he'd been more cautious and better informed. Understanding these risks is crucial for anyone entering a relationship. John now urges friends to educate themselves about family law and financial planning before making big commitments. Knowing the potential outcomes can help avoid the pitfalls John faced. Education, preparation, and honest conversations are essential. Awareness is key to navigating modern dating with confidence. John's journey, though painful, became a lesson in resilience and self-advocacy. Don't let love blindside your future. Be prepared, stay informed, and protect yourself. John's experience is a reminder that while love is powerful, knowledge and preparation are just as important. Breakups aren't just emotional, they can have ripple effects that last for years. Beyond the heartbreak, legal strings are often attached. In the US, nearly 50% of marriages end in divorce, and many involve complex legal battles. Men, especially primary earners, frequently shoulder heavier financial burdens. For example, a 2022 study found that men pay alimony in over 90% of cases. Legal obligations like alimony and child support can turn a breakup into a prolonged financial commitment. One man shared how his monthly payments exceeded his rent, forcing him to move in with family. The legal system aims for fairness, but men can feel vulnerable and exposed. In some cases, legal fees alone can reach tens of thousands of dollars. These hidden consequences highlight the need to understand your legal responsibilities. One father recounted losing access to his children due to a misunderstanding of custody agreements. Being informed can prevent the shock many experience. According to surveys, over 60% of men felt blindsided by the financial aftermath of their breakup. Approach relationships with a clear understanding of your rights and obligations. Knowledge is your best defense against unexpected consequences. Family courts are the cornerstone of resolving financial matters after a breakup or divorce. Their primary role is to ensure that both parties, and any children involved, are treated fairly under the law. However, many men feel the scales of justice are tipped against them, especially when it comes to financial settlements. For example, consider a hypothetical case. John, the primary earner, is ordered to pay both child support and alimony after a 10-year marriage. Despite sharing custody, His financial obligations are significant, leaving him struggling to cover his own expenses. Child support and alimony are calculated based on income, lifestyle during marriage, and the needs of the children. But for many men, these payments can feel more like a penalty than a fair contribution. The emotional and financial pressure can be overwhelming, especially when combined with the stress of separation. Understanding how family law works is essential. For instance, in some jurisdictions, courts may consider factors like the length of the marriage, each partner's earning capacity, and even future career prospects when determining support. Take another scenario. Mike, who sought legal advice early, was able to negotiate a more balanced settlement by documenting his parenting involvement and financial contributions. This highlights the importance of self-advocacy and legal guidance. In today's world, being informed and proactive is key. Knowing your rights and responsibilities can make all the difference in navigating the complexities of modern relationships and the justice system. Alimony and child support aren't just numbers on paper, they're life-changing burdens for many men after a breakup. One father, Mark, shared, "I want to support my kids, but sometimes I barely have enough left for groceries." Alimony is especially contentious. Family law expert Dr. Harris notes, the criteria can be vague, leaving many men feeling powerless and frustrated. The burden of proof often falls on men to show inability to pay, which can be humiliating and exhausting. Child support calculations can seem disproportionate, straining resources. "It feels like I'm being punished for wanting to be a good dad," another man confided. These obligations highlight the urgent need for reform and more balanced approaches, as many experts agree. Men must know their rights and advocate for fairness. Knowledge is power in these situations, says attorney Lisa Grant. Understanding the process is key to navigating these challenges and finding hope for a fairer future. Many believe that by avoiding marriage they sidestep legal and financial pitfalls, but life after a breakup brings its own set of challenges and unexpected opportunities. When children are involved, the myth of a clean break unravels, new routines emerge, and staying connected becomes a priority. Unmarried fathers face the same legal challenges as married ones, but also discover new paths to personal growth. Child support, custody, and visitation become central issues, yet these moments can also deepen the parent-child bond. The law views parental responsibilities independently of marriage, but navigating this alone can be daunting. Reaching out for support is a sign of strength. Men must navigate these legal waters, often with little support, yet each step forward is a chance to rebuild and redefine themselves. Understanding that children create lasting legal ties is vital, but so is embracing the new memories and growth that follow. Education is the best defense. Know your responsibilities from the start, and see each challenge as a stepping stone to a stronger, more resilient you. Laws and legal incentives play a powerful role in shaping how relationships unfold, often in ways people don't expect. For example, legal experts point out that divorce laws, alimony, and child support regulations can create significant financial risks, especially for men. Family law attorney Sarah Jenkins explains that men often feel the legal system is stacked against them, leading to anxiety about marriage and cohabitation. Financial risks, like the potential loss of assets or ongoing support payments, directly influence decisions about marriage, living together, and even having children. According to relationship coach Dr. Mark Evans, fear of legal repercussions can overshadow genuine connections, making people more cautious and less open. This perception leads to guarded interactions, reluctance to commit, and sometimes even avoidance of serious relationships altogether. Experts agree that understanding these legal dynamics is critical for making informed choices about love and partnership. Men, in particular, must balance emotional desires with legal realities, weighing the risks and rewards before making commitments. With greater awareness and expert guidance, individuals can build healthier, more confident connections, grounded in both trust and understanding of the law. The emotional toll of breakups on men is often overlooked, yet it runs deep and can linger for years. Men are expected to remain stoic, facing emotional and legal battles alone. Many describe feeling invisible, as if their pain is dismissed or minimized. This silence leads to isolation and mental health struggles. One man shared, "I felt like I couldn't talk to anyone about what I was going through. It was just me and my thoughts." The dual burden of emotions and legal stress can be overwhelming. Psychologists note that men often internalize these pressures, which can manifest as anxiety, depression, or even physical symptoms. Society's reluctance to acknowledge men's struggles adds to the stigma. "I felt ashamed for feeling hurt," another man admitted, "like I was supposed to just move on." Men need safe spaces to seek help and express feelings. Support groups and therapy can provide validation and relief, breaking the cycle of silence. Open conversations about mental health are essential for recovery. By sharing their stories, men can begin to heal and challenge the stigma that keeps them suffering in silence. The risks and complexities of modern relationships have led many people, especially men, to approach dating with increased caution. But it's not just men who are feeling the effects. Legal and financial fears can overshadow new connections for both men and women, with many now considering prenuptial agreements or financial planning early in relationships. Stories of difficult breakups, legal battles, or financial loss, whether personal or from others, create a sense of wariness and hesitancy across the dating landscape. Many singles now weigh potential outcomes and risks before committing, leading to more cautious and sometimes transactional approaches to dating. This caution can limit genuine engagement and connection, contributing to trends like ghosting, shorter relationships, and a decline in marriage rates. Open dialogue about fears, boundaries, and expectations is becoming more common, as people seek to build trust and clarity from the start. Addressing these realities head-on through honest conversation and mutual understanding can lead to more confident, resilient relationships, even as dating trends continue to evolve. Modern relationships invite us to reevaluate not just laws and norms, but also our hopes for the future. Every challenge is an opportunity to create something better. The legal system should protect everyone, not perpetuate inequalities. Positive change is possible when we work together for fairness. Reform is needed for fairer distribution of financial responsibilities. Many have found success by approaching these conversations with honesty and compassion. Societal attitudes must shift to support men's emotional and financial challenges. Sharing stories and seeking help can lead to healing and growth. Open dialogue and mutual respect are key to healthier relationships. Advice from those who've rebuilt their lives: listen, communicate, and never lose hope. Legal and cultural changes go hand in hand. When communities unite, real progress happens. Together, we can build a future where relationships are both fulfilling and fair. With empathy, courage, and shared vision, the best days are still ahead.